A very warm good morning to everybody. The previous speaker was unlocking the musician in you. I will attempt to unlock the leader in you. My understanding of leadership is based on my 4-decade journey in the Indian Army, what I have learned, and what the Indian Army has taught me. Leadership, like music, is something which is there in each one of us, waiting to be unlocked. We are all looking outwards, not realizing leadership lies within. You have to unlock that potential. Another thing about leadership, most people think leadership only from an external dimension. Leadership has an internal dimension, which is a different subject, how the mind controls all other elements of the body. Now, what exactly is leadership? I put this definition in a very basic form. It is the ability to make others do what you want, happily and efficiently. I've underlined the key aspects. You'll be surprised how often these elements are not adhered to. There are examples at the highest level, and you know to whom I'm referring. Leadership at every stage of life, the principles remain the same. You have to have other people do what you wish them to do, but on the caveat, it has to be done happily and it has to be done efficiently. Happily, if his mind is not there, then that's not a successful leader. Efficiently, the most optimum utilization of resources. So this definition is my definition. If you can just follow this 3 lines, you would have understood the various dimensions of leadership. Now, before I go to leadership, because you can only be a leader if you are at peace with yourself. Look around you. So I've just tried, now I'm speaking like a yogi. You have to understand certain fundamental truths in life. And once you understand that, life becomes much easier. And they're very basic. The first fundamental truth in life is intrinsically unfair. If you understand this basic truth in life, you will be at peace. Look around you. The most hardworking chap doesn't often come first. The most competent scientist doesn't get the Nobel Prize. The most beautiful lady doesn't get the most charming husband, and vice versa. So this is nature's way. Understand this, come to terms with it, and your 1/5 of your job is over, because there are 5 fundamental truths. So if you can understand the first fundamental truth, life is intrinsically unfair. You can only do things which you can, and which are outside your domain, leave it. Understand it, come to terms with it. The next fundamental truth. All questions in life do not have answers. So some of us go to a yogi, somebody goes to a spiritual guru. Even he doesn't have the answer, but since it's a commercial transaction, you've come to him, he has to give you something. So he gives you something, and you go back very happy. So please understand, there are no answers for lots of things. Come to terms with it. You'll be a happy person. You'll be a contented person. Whatever, all the spiritual industry in this world, what is it on? It's giving answers which you want to hear. It is giving you answers to your doubts. But those answers are not there. The person who is answering your spiritual quest is just making something up for you which will make you feel happy. So I'm not finding fault with all of them. Next. Please understand this. I do not know whether anyone has told you. The good things we do in life is for ourselves. You read the ancient Indian scriptures. You read European scriptures, whatever is the old ancient things. Whatever we do in life, whatever good we do is not for others. It is for ourselves. That good, what happiness does it give me? What contentment does it give me? What satisfaction does it give me? So please take this out of your mind that I've done something for somebody. You have done something for yourself. You have done something to make you happy. And in the process, you have made somebody else happy. This is the substance of life. Whatever good you do is for yourself, and in the process, somebody else also benefits. The next truth. Each one of us is unique. Understand this. This is nature, Prakriti. Don't fight with it. We all made differently. Yet, what do we see around us? Everyone is copying somebody. And in the quest, we are unhappy. We are not contented. Each one of us, God has made us as a unique creature with this very, very unique DNA structure. So understand this and stop looking at others. You look at others to imbibe good qualities. You do not look at others to feel bad, to feel discontented. Next. This is a culmination of the earlier 4 points. This life on earth is a game of cards. Each one of us is given a hand. It depends on us how we play it. Have you understood? You can't grumble, this is not correct, that person got a better game. So what should be our endeavor? Our endeavor should be to make the best of the game of cards you've been handed. And you will leave this world as a happy person. So now these are fundamental truths. I don't know how many of you have thought about it. But if you understand this, I'm telling you, when you leave this hall, you will leave as a happier person. So if this is the basis of leadership, which nowhere, no book has written it. This is my attempt to understand leadership. Once these little 5 truths are understood, now we move to the game of how do we become a leader. Next. So what are the pillars of leadership? I've read leadership books. There are 100 qualities and 200 dimensions of leadership. I have broken down leadership on only 5 pillars. And why do I say 5 pillars? Because it is on those pillars that the construct of leadership stands. The first pillar, competence. Now let's face it, there is no running away from this. As a leader, you have to be the master of your craft. There is no shortcut to this. It's hard work. Some people, God gives the gift, inborn, competent, geniuses, but most of us are not. So if you want to be a master of the craft, you've got to put in hard hours. You have to toil. You have to really, really make each minute count. Now, I have seen leaders who can fake it. But remember, Abraham Lincoln's favorite quotation, you can fool some people all the time. You can fool all people sometime, but you cannot fool all people all the time. Yet, you look around in your leadership hierarchy, how many of us are trying this? We're only fooling ourselves. So please remember, if you want to be a leader, then there is no other way. And the pillars are in the sequence of importance. You have to be competent. Next, integrity. Now, this word, somebody will say, no, in the corporate world, there is integrity in every dimension of life. Even in the Bombay underworld, you'll be surprised to know there is integrity. There's value for word. So don't please laugh away what I'm saying, that he's talking from the military dimension. There's integrity in everything you do. There's integrity in dishonesty also. So please ensure and understand, if you want to be a respected leader, then you have to have the second component, the second pillar, integrity. What's the third? Passion. If you want to be an effective leader, there has to be passion driving you. And what is passion? Passion is like the zero in arithmetic. By itself, it means nothing. But you add 0 to the other pillars, and you're a turbocharged man. You're different from others. And passion is infectious. You punch a chap, he should stay punched. You should know somebody punched. You hugged a person, that person should know you've been hugged. You can't just do a laconic type of a hug. So passion. And what's the next one? Empathy. Very, very few people talk about it. If you want to be a true leader, you have to have empathy. And what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to feel what the others are undergoing on your decision. It does not mean that all decisions will be welfare oriented. If you have the ability to understand that this decision of mine will cause this impact on the people I am leading, and you feel that the decision is worth taking that decision, then go ahead. But you must understand that everything you do has an impact on the people. You should have the ability to understand. And the last Courage. Now, when you say courage, most people talk about physical courage. Physical courage is only 10% of the entire spectrum of courage. Spiritual courage, emotional courage, courage of conviction. These are things which will make you a leader. Some people are more brave, some are less. So it doesn't really matter. The system will take you. But I'm talking about the other courages. Now, if you understood the pillars, let's move next. How do we go about it? How do we develop leadership? So surprising, the universities, the degrees are all available here. I'll break it down, you laugh at me what I'm going to say. The university number 1 is the people above you. You must make it a habit to study the people on top of you. Study them dispassionately. Now what does that lead you to? Study what is good in them. Study what they're doing wrong. Study what they do and what causes you angst, what causes you pain. So what is the learning lesson? Whatever they are doing wrong is something you will not do when you reach that position. Unfortunately, in my journey of life, somehow we all are very critical when we are lower down, but when we reach that position, we do exactly the same. So what leaders are we going to become? So please, this university number 1, very important, people above you, study them each moment. What do they do? How do they dress? How do they talk? How do they talk publicly? How do they talk in private? Next. The second university are your peers. You're interacting with your peers who are most open in what they do. Most of them are very pompous. Everybody is talking about himself, all his achievements. So be a smart person and try and understand what is he doing different. And go home and make a note of it. There's such a lot to learn from your peers. So these are universities, free universities. There's no fees. There's no admission fee. There's no nothing. Next. The biggest university of life, the people below you. Most of us miss this university. Go down to the lowest chap in the rung of the ladder. He has so much to teach you. He'll teach you all those pillars which I spoke about. And out of the 3 universities, this university is the most teaching. Because the person in that university is willing to teach you. He's so proud that you have come to him. He'll teach you everything you know. And soon you'll be master of your craft. What was that? The first pillar of leadership, competence. You would understand how this system works. This sounds very simple, but just imagine, ask yourself, how often are you doing it? Next. Now I'll talk about leadership essentials. Just 2 essentials. I'll talk about the first one, the power of listening. Why have I called it the power of listening? 90% of us listen to respond. And in the bargain, that important sensory perception, the sensory gift God has given is not being utilized. Please, if you want to be a leader, listen to understand and not to respond. Every statement you hear doesn't require an answer. And once you follow this principle, listening to understand, you'll be surprised how much you learn every day. Every day when you go back to your chambers or wherever you are, in your room or your hostel room, you go back a more enlightened person. Next, the power of observation. I'm telling you, just develop this power. If you want to be a leader, you must have the power of observation. One look in a place, one look in a factory, one look in an operation theater, one look anywhere, one look at a person, you should be able to know what is right and what is wrong. Develop this habit and you see how you will change. The power of observation. Big leaders, top leaders, they don't need any presentation. That's why they'll be leaders. So you have to develop this wherever, even today when you're watching me, I'll expect you to use this power. Look at me, analyze me, dissect me. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Next. The 10 magical powers. Now why have I said magical powers? They're so simple. And you have to ask yourself, how many of them, how many powers are you utilizing? First, the power of touch. I don't want to take names, but when a leader comes and just gives you a well done pat, It's more than any award. But think of it, how often do most of us do it? We expect others to do it to us, but we'll never do it. That's why I call it magical power. It costs nothing. Next, the power of appreciation. If you want to be a good leader, learn to appreciate. Next, timing. Everything in life has a timing. You do it too early, it's not good. You do too late, it's no use. Understand the importance of timing. Whatever you do should be done correctly at the correct time, neither prematurely nor later. Next, smile. The power of smile. It's so amazing how most of us feel that the whole world has come to an end. I want leaders who enter a room and fill that room with their charisma. Next, downward credit. Anything good a leader does is because of the people below him. Please understand how they are broken. Next, upward responsibility. Any mistake in your team is your responsibility. I told him, I gave a note. These are not signs of a good leader. Next, gratitude. I mean, these are such elementary things we don't keep in mind. You must be grateful. Grateful to the people who help you in your journey. Grateful to Lord, grateful to your wife, grateful to your boyfriend. Gratitude is most important. Humility, namrata. If you reach some position, it's God's grace and nature or whatever else you've reached. Understand it. Namrata has to be the hallmark of a leader. I, me and myself in the kachara box if you want to be a leader. Next, I was wrong. How many of your leaders have ever said this, I was wrong? And I'm talking right from presidents to lower leaders. It's a magical power. I was wrong. Everything goes washed away. Next, humor. A leader never should take himself too seriously. Have you understood? Life is a journey. You play your part and go away. Nobody remembers you. So, be humorous, be happy, and stop being critical. And my last few words, God has made each one of you to be a potential star. Shine like a star God has made you to be. It's your choice. Thank you very much. Hope I could convey my thoughts. Thank you very much.